Episode 5 is one of the best episodes of the show. Let's start with the negatives first. Number 1, the pacing. Obviously. This episode goes way too fast, but that's been a problem this whole season, so whatever. Mimsy is fun and is voiced by Sarah Stiles, which is spectacular, but her only purpose in this episode is to cause chaos for Alistair to deal with and to dump some lore about Alistair. But other than that, she doesn't get too much to do, and when these episodes are as short as they are, her character introduction just feels like it's taking up time. Hopefully, we see more of her in the future, though. Speaking of that Alistair lore dump, it's really interesting. One of the most redeeming qualities about the show is Alistair himself. You don't know anything about him, and every move he makes seems to be leading up to some bigger intentions. It's something that really makes me excited for Season 2. Anyway, the episode also introduces one of the best characters in the show, Lucifer! I love Jeremy Jordan, so I was bound to love Lucifer, but the problem is I think he might be too lovable. You see, Charlie has this whole drama with him that sums up to he's a deadbeat dad, when in actuality he's not. I mean, look, he wasn't there for Charlie, so it kind of makes sense, but I don't know, the way Charlie describes him and discusses the possibility of him talking to him just makes him seem way more of a jackass, when in actuality he's just a bit lost mentally. Also, the episode makes Charlie and Lucifer make up with each other way too quick. You see, in a normal length show that's not a limited series, there would probably be at least 3 more episodes, or maybe the entire arc of the first act of the show that deals with Charlie and Lucifer's drama. But alas, we live in the Matrix world, where executives want to fuck up every show that goes on streaming. Yay! Okay, time for the positives. Both songs are fantastic. Hell's Greatest Dad is a bop, and more than anything, is super sweet, and visually stunning. Until it's not. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Hazbin Hotel is gorgeous looking. No doubt about that. And when there's a song, they go all in on it. But the character models and overall line thickness in the show are something else. Look, this is probably just a me thing, since I'm an animator artist myself, and I'm also autistic, but keeping a good line thickness when you draw is super important to me. You see, when you have a thin line like this, next to a thick line like this, it is super noticeable. Yeah, Hazbin Hotel does this all the time, and it's not like a perspective thing. Usually in animation, if something is far away from the camera, your lines are thin to show that distance. And same goes for when, the thing is close to the camera, the line gets thicker. Hazbin Hotel sorta, kinda, maybe tries to do this, but honestly, it feels like it's on and off again. It's a switch that they decide to flip on at random. I mean, look at this scene. That's like 3 different camera shots, and they all have insanely different line thicknesses, when the camera usually isn't too far away. Like, also, the character model changes like 3 times in this scene. It's so annoying. He just looks really weird, and in fact, everyone has this problem. Sometimes Charlie's face will be pointy, and sometimes it's more round. It's so strange, and I have no problem with them going off model when you're trying to be comedic or whatever. It's been done for generations. But the characters never feel the same from frame to frame, and the thing is, I don't mind when Hell of a Boss goes off model or changes line thickness because it's a show put on YouTube. Things need to move quicker over there, and sure, it's still Spindlehorse, so it doesn't fully have that excuse, but at least it makes sense. But this is a TV show for Prime Video. Maybe we could try one more draft on a couple of these shots? Come on. Hey, Editor Bloxo here. That sounded really harsh. I kind of went off the rails there. That comment was not directed at any of the wonderful animators who worked on the show. I've never worked professionally in animation or on a team, so I don't know what I'm truly talking about. And I'm also not trying to devalue the work that the team put in. Again, the animation is still gorgeous, but I was just talking about my personal animation biases and gripes. If you don't mind, that's fine. I wrote this script in January, and since then I've learned a lot more about how the animation works, and line thickness issues are mostly because every shot is animated by a different person, which causes a bit of line thickness continuity. And again, I'm not attacking the team. Another thing that this episode made me think about was the swearing. You see, Vivziepop thinks swearing is the funniest thing ever. And I'm not saying it's not, it can absolutely be funny when timed right. You've probably seen that "if blank was written by Vivziepop" trend that was on Twitter for weeks, and I have to say, whether it's mean-spirited or not, it's kind of accurate.
Is that right, Bubble?
That's right, bitch! Suck me off until you're fucking dead!
Fuck.
Ha! I fucking got you! Did you fucking see that? Good shit.
Characters swear so much you just kind of become numb to it. And yeah, I get they're in hell, but there's so much media out there that has characters from hell and they don't use over excessive swearing. And I personally don't mind swearing. I'm no saint. I swear like a sailor on Twitter and even on YouTube sometimes, but I usually try and say it out loud physically to see if it actually sounds the way it's supposed to sound, like in my head. Because writing a swear looks and sounds a lot different than saying a swear. Swearing can sound super awkward when it's not used correctly.
I fucking hate you so much, Blitz.
Or if it's not used in a meaningful way, which I know sounds idiotic when I say swear in a meaningful way, but it's sort of true. The best example of using swears effectively is BoJack Horseman, which so happens to be one of Vivzipop's favorite shows, so that's a little weird. BoJack Horseman has a personal rule of having only one F-bomb per season, and they use these F-bombs for really important and effective moments. Like, you'll witness BoJack do a horrible action, like in Season 2, and then this will happen.
No.
Mom,
Charlotte.
Penny, go to your room.
we didn't even do anything.
Now, Penny.
Charlotte, I am so sorry.
Don't you dare. And if you ever try to contact me or my family again, I will fucking kill you.
It's raw, it's emotional, and it's heavy. Hazbin doesn't do any of that. They swear and use the word fuck so much that, again, you just become numb. But why did I specifically talk about this episode? Because this happened.
It was actually my idea.
Well, it's not very clever.
Fuck you.
It's genuinely funny because up until this point, Alistair has never sworn before, and it also shows that his character can kinda crack when his pride and his ego are challenged. It's almost a perfect small dosage of character development. If characters swore less or only a healthy amount, I don't think hardly anything of value would be lost. In fact, I think the scripts would probably be shorter. And I think a cool subversion of expectations would be having the bad angels swear more than the demons. That way it shows that not all demons are terrible and actually do deserve a chance at redemption. Meanwhile, the angels who genuinely don't know how to get people into heaven have become more lazy and uncaring since they are basically in paradise now? I don't know, it's not my show, so that's just a thought. Anyway, it's a good episode, and I would say it's the more fun and thought-provoking one, and definitely my favorite. But it does also make an example of my main problems with the show.